Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is another day of me trying to explain another punishing Grey Raven characters. And today's character is called Lucia Plume. Okay, now this video will be able to help the both beginner and intermediate players, and not the meta players, because meta players is gonna be using real world money to get as much as maximum damage as possible, whereas for uh intermediate or beginners who doesn't actually use real world money, this video is going to be useful. And in this video you will be able to understand which type of weapon resonance and memory resonance you should be using on which type of character to get the maximum overall damage output out of those character. Okay, so first of all, let's go to this place here. Now, to understand that the information which are going to be provided in this section here is going to be mostly inaccurate most of the time. Okay, if the information here is going to be inaccurate most of the time, then the question remains is where can you get the proper information from. For example, as you can see here, the two pieces of Darwin is at the bottom in both places, whereas I have put two pieces of Darwin on the top. So the question remains is why have I done this? Well, I have done this because according to the meta guide, those two Darwin set is going to be on the top and not at the bottom. Okay, so where can you get the proper information from? We can get the proper information from the certain website goes by the name greyravens.com. Now, if you go to the greyravens.com, which is made by Kuro Games Company, just click on the character which you want to know. Now, today's character, which I said, is gonna be Lucia Plume. So let's talk about that. So when it comes to Lucia Plume, her main damage is ice damage. Okay, it is accurate both according to paper and in gameplay use. Okay, now, she is considered as an S-rank construct. Basically speaking, you will need to do either 60 or 120 pulls in order to get this character. Her class is considered as an attacker class. Her weapon is considered as a katana. Her signature weapon is considered as sea birch. Okay, and her favorite accessories is considered as the frog accessories. Okay, now as you scroll downwards you'll see that two pieces of Darwin is actually on the top and not at the bottom. Okay, so if this is the main set, which you can see here, ultimate awakening set, any set can be ultimate awakening set. It's just a matter of which set will provide the maximum amount of damage dealing. Okay, from that point of perspective, this is the main one. Now if this is the main one, then how you should be doing is you have to put three pieces of henna at the bottom and one pieces of henna on the top. Doesn't matter if they are left, middle or right, and two pieces of Darwin on the top. Okay, now as you do this, the second thing which will come afterwards is the resonance. Now when it comes to the resonance, you have to put six red orbs on the tops and six signature moves. Signature move is basically the ultimate of each character. Six signature move at the bottom. Okay, so that is basically how it goes. Now, because this is an S rank construct, our recommended weapon resonance is actually given here. So let's start with that. So her first one is going to be deadline timing. Because this character is considered as an attacker type construct, obviously having more orbs is going to be highly useful, which is deadline timing. And the second one is going to be lightning, sorry, not lightning, matrix lightning, which will happen. What will happen is when the character dodges, it will basically create a trigger matrix, and when the trigger matrix happen, movement speed will increase and enemies will have 10% of their defense lower. Okay, so that is basically what it means. Okay, now afterwards it's gonna be glorious afterglow. Why glorious afterglow? Because this is a good one, except not as beneficial as this two, which is why this one, the glorious afterglow, is at the bottom. Okay, now there are some keynotes here. Minimum required recommended amount 2. Glorious afterglow sometimes replaces deadline timing in Phantom Pain case. Okay, so the, it is a exception, so don't use this exception as a all-time thing. Just go with deadline timing, then matrix lightning, and then glorious afterglow. Leave glorious afterglow for last. See, same thing. Make sure you have tank and support resonance done before doing this one, as it is weaker than the other resonance. Okay, so this resonance is actually weaker than the other resonance. That is basically what it's trying to say. Now When it comes to the hidden skill, do understand that the hidden skill of this character is directly related to the signature move of the character. So based on that, what you must need to be doing is to make sure that you are getting tripping as much as possible within the shortest period of time. So if you were to get the tripping as much as possible within the shortest period of time, you will be able to launch the enhanced signature or enhanced ultimate, whichever you call it, on the enemy, and the enemy will take a massive quantity of ice damage. Okay, so that is basically how this character called Lucia Plume works. Okay, now other than that, the question remains is, what are the A rank alternative for ice attacker? Well, there is none. That is the whole problem. So if there is none, what can you do if you do not have this character? Well, I have an alternative, but it is a very roundabout situation, so you have to pay a little bit attention to what I'm about to say. Okay, so let's go back to this place here, and let's talk about that. So when it comes to ice character, there are going to be two ice character which are going to be also A rank character that you will be able to get. One of them is going to be Wanshi, which is a support type. Another one is going to be Shangyun, which is a uh, tank type. Okay, now when it comes to a tank type construct, they are as similar as an attacker type construct. Okay, the better benefit they have is to able to destroy the enemy shield a lot faster. So that is the main thing. So if you do not have Lucia Plume, what you will be doing is to make Shang Yu into the main DPS and make this one as a healer, and then just select a random what should I call it, elemental, select a random elemental uh, tank character from any of this place. Elemental tank. Okay, now why elemental tank? Because whenever you use those elemental tank, obviously those elemental tank and support, both of those characters uh, memory resonance is gonna combine and make the elemental tank character do more damage to the enemy. So from that point of perspective, let's say you have Camuitenebrion, okay, for example, or let's say I go for something else which is a little bit easier. Hmm. Well, you know what? Let's say about this one, okay. So this one is a dark tank character, okay. As you can see here, energy category is dark, or damage category is dark, and category, the class category is tank. So what you will be doing is you will be having Shilin, sorry, you will be having this Wanshi as support. This, you will be having Shangyun as DPS, and then you will be having an A rank tank such as this one as another tank character in the game in order to do maximum ice damage to the enemy. So that is basically how it is going to work. Now the question remains is, okay, why is that so messed up? Well, that is so messed up is because the developer didn't provided any ice type A rank construct in the game, and this is the first ice type, okay, S rank construct in the game, which is why I had to get this character from the R and D section, especially in this 60 pool category section. Okay, and because of that reason, I also had similar issues, like I was not doing as much as damage I needed to do on the war zone in order to get as much as what should I call it, uh, mission trophies or whatever it is. I was not getting them. So after getting this character, I had to fully invest on this character to make this character as strong as possible. So the question remains is, if you see this character available in the R and D section in the 70% banner, should you be getting this character? I would suggest that you highly get this character, because there is no A rank attacker type alternative for Lucia Plume yet even in this entire section. So which is why if you were to depend on ice damage dealing, I highly suggest that you get Lucia Plume. If you don't get Lucia Plume, then your overall chances of getting higher damage dealing is gonna go extremely low. Okay, so that is basically the whole problem with this Lucia Plume. Like there is no alternative. Okay, so anyway, if you find this video useful regarding of Lucia Plume and whether you should be getting her or not, and which type of weapon and memory resonance is gonna be best for her, then I highly suggest that you watch my other videos regarding the other characters which I have made videos about, so that you'll be able to get a proper idea of what is happening. Oh, one last thing, if you have this character as a main DPS, then you'll be having let me check. So if you have Lucia Plume as the main DPS, then you will have to use this character Wanshi as a support, and you will have to use Changyun as tank. And if you obviously have this Chrome Glory, then there is no need for you to use Changyun. Okay, so that is basically how it goes. Anyway, thank you for staying for this long, and see you again next time. Okay.